Hello, welcome. This is the tutorial to help you with using the self-review forms, the beginning of interval SLO form, and the beginning of interval PPG form in my learning plan. So let's get started. Since you've already been through the Getting Started user guide, you should already be able to log in. And if nothing shows up in your home page here, make sure that you click this Learning Plan tab, and that should bring up all of the forms that you'll need to complete for the year, whether you're on summary year or you're not on summary year. This particular teacher that I've made test teacher 2 is in summary year. So these would be all of the forms that somebody would need if that's the cycle that they're in this year. So let's get started. As a teacher in summary year, you need to complete a self-review. So the way that you complete that is you click this hyperlink right here. You can see here that it says awaiting form submission. That means it has not been completed or sent to the evaluator yet. So if you click on this hyperlink, it's going to open up the teacher self-review document. The teacher will go through and you'll rate yourself in each one of the Danielson components. And the way that you do that, and something that you also want to pay attention to in all of the forms is if there is a circle here with an exclamation point, this means that this has to be completed or it will not let you submit it to your evaluator. So to rate yourself in each of these components, you just simply click in the boxes where you think that you rate. And then what you'll need to do is come up with an overall score for yourself in that component. Either satisfactory, basic, or proficient, and then you click in that column. It does allow you to enter a reason why you chose unsatisfactory, basic, proficient, or distinguish, and you can put that rationale in right here. What I love about my learning plan is that it gives us a text box that we have always kind of worked with in Word. So you can bold, there's spell check, you can put hyperlinks in here. It's really very nice, you can see. Anyways, and we can spell check and it's going to tell me how bad it is. So anyways, what the teacher would do then is you would go through and rate yourself on all of the different Danielson components. And when you get to the end, whenever I get to the end here, you can press submit and that will then send this to your evaluator. Now let's say that we're in the middle of this and we get interrupted, because of course that never happens, and we want to save our work because we don't want to lose what we've already done. It's very easy. You just press save and that will allow you to come back to this at your convenience and then submit it to your evaluator. What's also nice is you can print a copy of this or totally clear the form if you want to. So that is quickly how you would go through and complete the teacher self-review. Something that you want to make sure that I've done right is that I've assigned the right administrator to your evaluation. So if you check right up here to assigned administrator, make sure it says the proper evaluator, depending upon who that is in your building. So that's the teacher self-review. I'm going to leave this, and then I'm going to show you quickly the beginning of interval SLO form. Same thing here. This says still awaiting submission. Once you submit these, they'll go down here into the complete, and if you were in the middle of something and you saved it, it would go in the in progress categories. So we're going to click on beginning of interval SLO here. These are the same SLO documents that we've been using all along in educator effectiveness, just in a little bit fancier format. Again, make sure that the right administrator is assigned. And then there's a nice link here to helping you with your SLO scoring when we get to that point at the end of the interval. But again, you want to pay attention to these red exclamation points, and you'll fill in your baseline data and rationale for why you're choosing this SLO based on whatever assessment scores you have or how students performed in the past, etc. So you put that statement there, and you would go on to complete each one of these components for the SLO until you get to the bottom where you can actually write your SLO in the SMART format. And you need to click that you have met each one of the SMART criteria for your SLO, and then you can submit this form to your evaluator. Again, same options as the self-review. You can press save, you can clear it all out, you can print it off before you send it, etc. So that is how you would complete the SLO in My Learning Plan. And then you want to scroll down to find your PPG, and the beginning of year PPG is going to be right here, this form. Again, check your administrator, make sure that that's right. And then you'll need to complete anything that is has the red exclamation point. So you're going to be reflecting on why you're choosing this PPG statement, and then put your goal in, and then talk about how this relates to the Danielson framework, and you may be able to click multiple of the components that would link to this teacher practice goal. And then describe, of course, your instructional or non-instructional activities that you're going to be doing to meet your professional practice goal. And then, of course, submit that to your evaluator by the date that they've given you to have these completed. So that is the PPG in a quick nutshell as well. Very easy, as you can see, and nothing very new to what we have been doing. So something that I want to take the time to show you super quick here, and then that will be the end of this training video, is I have linked my website. Actually, I didn't, Randy did, so thanks, Randy. Randy has linked my teaching and learning website under For Staff. And if you go here to the teaching and learning website, I have a page on here specifically for educator effectiveness. And I will be putting the link to what we just got done learning about, the self-review, SLO, and PPGs. The Getting Started user guide is here. Something that I also want to point out is here's a link to the help desk for My Learning Plan. And on here, if you go underneath evaluee, there's a bunch of videos that you can watch that can help you with the process. I'll put those on the website too, but just realize that you have that option. And if you want to specifically send a request about how to do something to the My Learning Plan or to the CISA 6 help desk, you can do that by signing in and clicking Submit a Request here. So that allows you to do that. And my website also has a bunch of resources that I've put together over the last 3 years to help teachers in filling out the forms for educator effectiveness. Some of the ones that you might find very useful is for this specific topic, the sample SLO review right here. This kind of shows you what you should put in each one of those boxes that are on My Learning Plan for baseline data, learning content, and all of those little boxes that you need to complete. There's also a sample PPG, and DPI has just put together a bunch of different example SLOs on their website. So if you go here and you scroll down for all the different grade levels and subject areas, they have a bunch of different examples that might be nice to see as far as how people around the state have been writing their SLOs and some exemplars that we can use and follow. So I think those are probably the most beneficial for this particular video that we're doing right now. As always, if you have any questions, of course, you can contact me with any questions that you may have. Thank you, and I hope that your year is off to a great start.